All right, guys, what are we trying to do right now? We have this return load of carts. We have to break them down, destack them, take all the components out of them, and then restack them to be ground. So the first thing that we got to do is safely move this stack of carts using a dolly into an area that we can tip them over so that they can be de-nested safely. Don't get run over by other forklifts. We got Steven, our warehouse manager. Kevin's a temporary employee. Daryl. Margaret, say hi. What? Alright, so now stack is ready to be tipped over. Area's clear. Is that dolly out of the way? All right. Now, is this a two-person job? No, it looks like it's fine. Go.
Hey, timber.
Down she goes. So next step is to what? Pull the parts apart, right? Or in this orientation, you pull the lids off. All right. So what's the tool that we got to use to pull the lids off? Lid pin removal tool. How do we do it?
Around the lid pin.
Stick it in there.
And remove. Excuse me, sir. Is that the only tool we can use? Yes. Okay. That's the tool.
Good answer. Awesome. All right, pop that sucker off. Throw that in the bin or the box. And where do we put the lids? Stack them to the side. Yeah. Look, we got to keep this out of the forklift lane. So we probably want to relocate this whole cell just a little bit, at least within the guard line. All right, so these are progressing. I'm gonna have Joseph Lay render this. His high-powered computer. Major hazard of forklift traffic coming and going right next to this work cell. So we definitely want to address that. Hey, why don't you introduce yourself? How long have you been with the company?
Kevin Baptiste, been here 3 weeks.
Cool. You're still a temporary employee, correct?
Yep.
Gotcha. What's your number one? What's your number one responsibility, Kevin?
Number one responsibility, number one always safety. Safety comes first. Always.
Cool.
You all want to come back to your families in one piece.
Yep.
You don't want to get that friendly phone after.
Exactly.
On the leg.
What about you? What's your name and how long you been with the company?
I've been here about 3.5 months.
Cool.
Love it here.
Awesome. Is this your first time breaking down carts?
It's not.
It's not?
It's my second time.
All right. What do you feel like is one of the biggest hazards with doing this work?
Tipping those things over.
I agree.
That's a lot of weight coming down.
Yep. All right, so now we're at the stage here where we can pull the carts apart. So what do you guys feel like the best? All right, so Steven's a bear. He can just do it with one arm. But let's think of how us mortals can do it. So do you guys recommend pulling them out from the top or pulling them out from the bottom?
I would say the top for less resistance.
Say that again?
I would say the top for less resistance. You have weight back here.
All right. From the top.
You need a crate for them.
Well, we could stack those neatly, so yeah. All right, so as we de-nest them, we are flipping them over upside down to get the components out, and then stacking them so that they're in queue for the grinder. If this were a long-term project, we would definitely be looking at a way to contain the components as they fall out on the floor. I don't know what she's doing. Cool, good teamwork, I like it. Hey, so Antonio, so I noticed you did, we're trying to standardize the way that we're doing the wheel removal, and I noticed you did it in a way differently than what we want to agree on. So let's get a wheel on here for this bottom one to show them. Can we put these back on, please, so we can video it?
Put wheels back on that bottom car. This one? No, that was one.
Let them finish this one and do another one.
I don't want to do 1,000 videos. It's all like one continuous video. You just edit it.
Okay.
That was you. Yeah, because he didn't do it the safe way.
I didn't.
He didn't.
When I got removed from the bottom, I was going to remove from the top.
We made these in last time.
All right. All right, so Antonio, I want you to come over here. Antonio, I want you to watch how we're trying to remove the wheels.
Always from the top. Alright. You won't get to this part and actually remove the wheel until you get this part out of this stack.
Right.
So it would have been like this, so on and so forth. Once you get to this part, you remove it and break it down. That's when you start with the wheel. Now that we're here.
All right, so yeah, what Steven just said is you want the cart that you have to remove the wheels on to be fully de-nested from all the other carts. Flip the cart on its side so that the main reason for this is so that the scratch all is not facing you. Big hazard here of that scratch all slipping off and puncturing yourself, your own body. Okay, so we got that first one popped off. Next is we want to flip it over. So Steven, I think you had a good little process to if you want to show Antonio how to do it.
Okay, Antonio. Like so.
You want to prevent that axle from popping back up. So then boom, done. All right, then we're continuing to restack and move on to the next cart.